If we're ready, what I'm going to show you is how to find 11 different muscles from the spine of the scapula. So the first thing we're going to do is slide over the spine of the scapula, slide along, let your thumb come against your index finger, slide along to the medial border, elevate your hand, drop it at 90 degrees because the medial border is at 90 degrees to the spine of the scapula. So we've got three aspects to the medial border. We've got above the spine, in line with the spine, below the spine. So if we slide along and drop on here and move above the spine, this is the attachment of your vater scap. So the vater scap is then running to the transverse process of C1 to 4. Easiest way to find that, behind the ear, find the mastoid process, slide down from the mastoid process, transverse processes, put 4 fingers on, C1 to 4, there. Then if we want to find rhomboid minor, follow the spine to the medial border of the scapula. Where the spine meets the medial border, C7, T1, that's going to be rhomboid minor. Follow the spine along to the medial border, drop it down to the lower aspect here. This is going to be rhomboid major, T2 to T5, that's going to be running from there. So if we want to do the lateral aspect, find the spine, slide along to the medial border, drop down to the inferior angle, lateral border. From here, it's going to give us teres major. So if you just point your fingers down to the ground and then just push your fingers against me, there, we've got teres major across here. So then if you just relax there, so if I find the spine, slide along to the acromion here, if my finger's above teres major, this is the posterior deltoid, take that away, spine here to the acromion, the gap from here to here is only going to have teres minor and infraspinatus. If I halve that, the lower 50% here is going to be teres minor, this is going to be infraspinatus here, as it's passing through that gap, because that's where it has to pass through that space. If we do infraspinatus, spine of the scapula, slide along to the medial border, take your lateral finger, move it to the middle of the scapula, drop your hand on the medial border, slide down to the inferior angle, turn your hands to face each other, mark thirds, upper third, that's going to be the belly of infraspinatus. Want to find supra, follow the spine across, along here to the medial border, move up to the superior medial angle, that's going to be supraspinatus running across there. If we want to do the deltoids in this position, if I bring the arm back here so you can see a little bit more of the deltoids, follow the spine of scapula along, medial here, and I've got also lateral here. If I drop this thumb down from the acromion, which is lateral, to the axilla here, so the posterior superior axillary fold here, point my thumbs towards each other, use some long border palpation of thumbs, slide them towards the acromion, that's the posterior deltoid there. If you follow that along, because that's attaching to the spinal scapula, follow the spinal scapula along, we get to the posterior aspects of the acromion, just walk around the corner, just follow that around the corner there to the front. That is going to be the attachments, the mid-fibers of the deltoid, going down here to the deltoid tuberosity over here. If I carry on walking my fingers forward from the anterior aspect here, I get to the acromioclavicular joint, and then I move on to the clavicle. Lateral third of the clavicle is the anterior deltoid. Then if I want to do trapezius, follow the spinal scapula along. Here we've got medial border, here we've got the acromion, come forward to the acromion. Here's your upper fibers of trapezius. They're going to run on up here behind the mastoid process, attaching to the neutral line here. That's going to be your upper fibers. Follow the spine across here to the medial border. From the medial border, come across to the spinous process over here. These are going to be your mid fibers. So your lower fibers of trapezius, spine of the scapula here, running down to the lower thoracic in this angle here. Here's going to be your lower fibers of trapezius. So that's how to find all of those structures from the spine of the scapula all in one go. There you go.